Good evening. What's going on, folks? Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk here on the U to the Two, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Alrighty. The 5-Star Grand Prix is officially over. It's in the books. So I wanted to go through and do a recap and give my thoughts on the finals of the 5-Star Grand Prix, which happened this past Saturday. I definitely enjoyed it a lot. We had 13 matches total, with the 13th match being the finals. And I have to say, this was quite an awesome event. Definitely enjoyed it. The matches were on fire. And it was just excellent. There were some really close matches that really could have gone either way, and there were a lot of very specific scenarios as far as a handful of the ladies that had a chance to make it to the finals based on how the outcome would be. So, let's actually go through. I'm going to go through and just give my thoughts on each of the matches. So, the way they did this, they went through and did all of the Blue Stars matches, and then they went through all of the Red Stars matches, and then the finals at the end. So, just to recap, the regular matches were 15 minutes, and the finals, no time limit. No time limit for the finals. So, anyway, let's get started. So the first match ended up being Blue Stars Saya Ida taking on Mirai. So Saya Ida of Stars taking on Mirai of God's Eye. This was a pretty good match to kick the show off. Definitely a good match. Both ladies displaying awesome power in this match. But Mirai was able to get the Miramare submission on Saya Ida and was able to finish her off, make her tap out, and she finishes with 15 points on a final record of 7-4-1. So Mirai finishes with a record of 7-4-1 in this year's 5-Star Grand Prix. Excuse me. Saya Ida ends up finishing with a final record of 2-10 and finishes with 4 points. So, tough break for Saya Ida, but a great finish for Mirai. Next up, we had a Cosmic Angels showdown, as we had Natsupoi taking on Mina Shirakawa. Now, both ladies have definitely had some great wins this entire tournament. I know Mina Shirakawa definitely got off to a good start, then fell apart, and then had some really big wins. So this match definitely was a banger. Mina Shirakawa looked in prime form. She really kept working on Natsupoi's knee quite a bit. Had a couple of dragon screws, even an avalanche dragon screw. So that was really cool. She really stayed on her throughout the whole match, kept working on that leg, and it ended up working to her advantage as Mina Shirakawa ended up getting a submission victory by way of the figure 4 leg lock. And she defeats Natsupoi, and Mina Shirakawa finishes with 10 points with a final record of 5-7. So, you know what? Not too bad. Not too bad for Mina Shirakawa. Like I said, she had some pretty big wins. Still, one of my favorite matches was her victory over Saya Kamitani. Like, that's probably, like, her biggest victory so far in Stardom. With more to come. With definitely more to come. And sadly, Natsupoi, she ends up finishing with 12 points with a final record of 6-6. So, you know what? Not too bad for Natsupoi. You know, she joined Cosmic Angels, left Donna Del Mundo, joined Cosmic Angels, got in this tournament, finished 6-6. You know what? Not bad, but it was a good match. It was definitely a good match where Mina did a great job of exploiting Natsupoi's leg and was able to get the submission victory. Well done. All right, next up we had, oh, and by the way, Natsupoi was sporting some new gear as well. Entrance gear and her wrestling gear was very, very good looking. So kudos to Natsupoi on the new gear. Next up, we had Hazuki of Stars versus Momo Watanabe of Oedo Tai. And while this was definitely a good match between both of these ladies, whew, I feel bad for Hazuki. I definitely feel bad for Hazuki. Y'all, she came into this tournament on a 7-match win streak. Got a 7-match win streak and then ended up losing 5 straight. With this final loss being to Momo Watanabe, as Momo hit Hazuki with the Peach Thunder. Oh, man. That was rough. I kind of feel bad for Hazuki because she got into this tournament, won 7 straight, and then ended up losing 5 straight. Just, that's a pretty bad way to end the tournament for Hazuki. But Momo Watanabe finishes, and she finishes with 12 points on a final record of 6-6. And Hazuki finishes with 14 points with a final record of 7-5. But just, I was really hurting for Hazuki. You know, had that great start, and a lot of folks were thinking she was going to be the favorite to win the Blue Stars, but then had that 5-match losing streak and just could not recover from it. Could not recover. All right, next up, we had Saya Kamitani versus Ami Sourei. Now, this was definitely quite a back and forth match. A good clash of styles there, and both ladies are actually pretty similar in stature. Although Saya's a little more of the high flyer, Ami Sourei is more of the power wrestler. But yeah, Saya Kamitani of Queen's Quest, Ami Sourei of God's Eye. This was quite an interesting match with a very unexpected outcome. These ladies went at it for a good bit, spilled to the outside, way back up the ramp, so far back to the point where unfortunately both of them could not make it back into the ring to beat the count of 20. Therefore, this match ended in a double countout, which means both ladies get 1 point. So, with that being said, Saya Kamitani ends up finishing with 14 points on a record of 6-4-2. Wow, she had 2 draws in this tournament. That's crazy. And Ami Sourei finishes with 11 points on a final record of 5-6-1. So that was really weird for Saya Kamitani finishing with 2 draws. Man, that really hurt. But I'm sure it's definitely not over between these two ladies. And who knows, maybe Ami Sourei might get the challenge for the white belt at some point. Maybe. We'll see. All right, then we had a former MK Sisters showdown. Oedo Tai Starlight Kid versus Stars Mayu Iwatani. These two ladies know each other very well. And like I said, former MK Sisters. Of course, Starlight Kid used to be with Stars. But, yeah, this was a very good match between these two ladies. They know each other very well. And it was back and forth, and I was shocked. Well, actually, no, let me take that back. I wasn't too surprised with Mayu's resiliency. I mean, she was trapped in that painful stretch buffler-like submission from Starlight Kid to the point where her leg was across her neck. And honestly, I thought Mayu was going to pass out. But Mayu was able to get to the rope, and I was like, wow. But battled back. I mean, these two ladies know each other really well, and it showed. But when it came down to it, Mayu Iwatani was able to finish off Starlight Kid by hitting a finisher I actually haven't seen her do in a while. She hit that 2-stage dragon suplex on Starlight Kid to get the victory, the 1-2-3. I feel like I haven't seen Mayu do that in a while, in a good while. So, yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool finish. But Mayu Iwatani defeats Starlight Kid and picks up 2 points, which that gives Mayu Iwatani a final record of 7-4-1 at 15 points. And Starlight Kid's final record is 14 points with a record of 7-5-0. 7-5-0. So both ladies overall finished strong in this tournament. Of course, Mayu, even though Mayu wasn't able to make enough to still stay alive, she finishes strong with 15 points. But great match. Great match. And then the final Blue Stars match, which this was for all the marbles. This was for all the marbles. But this was Julia, the leader of Donna Del Mundo, taking on Suzuki of Prominence. And when it came to this match, the scenario was very simple. If Suzu wins, she wins the Blue Stars. If Julia wins or ties, then she would win the Blue Stars. And I tell you, this match was very personal. Very personal, very emotional. Like, Suzu was crying. Like, she started to cry and was trying to hold back her tears. Y'all have to remember, Julia and Suzu were former roommates, former best friends, training partners. So this match was very personal, and it showed. It showed to the highest degree. Even Julia got to a point where she almost shed a tear. But the Suzu wrestled with a rage that just, honestly, she almost won. She almost won. But you could definitely see a great story told through this match, with the emotions from Julia, with the emotions from Suzuki. They put on a banger of a match. I mean, we saw Glorious Driver. We saw the German suplex, tequila shot. We saw these two ladies throw everything at each other. And it was close. It was really, really close. But I felt like the outcome was the right outcome. So this actually ended in a 15-minute time limit draw. Therefore, both ladies get 1 point. And you know what? I think it's the right call. You know, it still keeps Suzu strong. And even though this does give Julia the Blue Stars victory, this keeps Suzu strong, and this keeps the rivalry strong. It's definitely not over between these two ladies at all. And whether you agree with me or not, I think them, flipping each other off was a sign of respect to each other. Because it's the same thing that Risa Sera and Suzuki did to each other when they had their last death match. So, it's definitely not over between Julia and Suzuki. And I've even heard word that Suzu might be signing with Stardom. Like, officially. I don't know for sure. I I heard it was a rumor. I don't know for sure. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody can validate if they want. But I heard there was a rumor that Suzu might be signing with Stardom. So we'll see what happens. But this match, hard fought, hard hitting match, ended in a draw, a time limit draw. So that means both ladies get 1 point, which means Suzuki finishes this tournament with a final record of 7-4-1 with 15 points. And Julia finishes with a final record of 7-3-2 with 16 points. And she ends up making it to the finals. So Julia wins the Blue Stars, makes it to the finals. All right. Now we go into the Red Stars. So for the Red Stars, also, oh, 1 second. Okay, I thought I was missing something. Okay, so Red Stars. First up, we had Momo Kogo versus Unagi Sayaka. I really wasn't too surprised. Of course, Momo from Stars, Unagi Sayaka from Cosmic Angels. I really wasn't too surprised with the outcome of this match. I felt like it was the right call. Definitely like both ladies in this match, but Unagi Sayaka, I don't remember what her finisher's name is, but it was pretty devastating, but I can't remember what the name of it was. But she was able to hit that and get the victory over Momo Kogo, to get a much needed 2 points. So Momo Kogo finishes this tournament with a record of 2-10 with 4 points. And so does Unagi Sayaka. She finishes this tournament with a record of 2-10 with 4 points. But that's got to be pretty degrading for Unagi Sayaka, personally. I mean, I didn't think she would finish with just two victories, but it's kind of a bummer. Next up, we had Azumi from Queen's Quest taking on Oedo Tai's Saki Kashima. Shout out to Azumi sporting some flashy new gear. Very colorful new gear for Azumi. And once again, Saki Kashima strikes again. The Kishi Kasai strikes again in literally under a minute. And the funny thing was, this started off with Azumi trying to roll up Saki with a Kishi Kasai, and then Saki Kashima trying to roll Azumi up with an Azumi Sushi. So they both traded signature pins. But in just under a minute, Saki Kashima was able to hit a Kishi Kasai reversal on Azumi to get the 1-2-3. And sure enough, another big upset victory for Saki Kashima, this time over the high-speed champion, Azumi. Well, when are y'all going to start giving Saki Kashima some singles title shots? This woman has yet to win a singles title in her entire Stardom career. Y'all might want to consider fixing that. I'm just saying. Azumi was so disappointed. Oh man. It was crazy. So Saki Kashima, with that victory, she finishes with a record of 6-6 with 12 points. Azumi finishes 7-5 with 14 points. All right. And then we had Koguma versus Utami Hayashishita. So Koguma of Stars versus Utami of Queen's Quest. And I have to say, this was pretty funny. It was cool to see Utami kind of do the little Kuma pose that Koguma usually does. So it gave her a taste of her own medicine. This was definitely a good match. These ladies have faced off against each other before. Quite an interesting finish, though, as Utami was getting ready to hit the hijack bomb on Koguma, had her up, had her spinning around, and then Koguma was able to reverse it into a pin, almost kind of like a sunset flip type pin in a way, but was able to reverse the hijack bomb into that sunset flip pin to get the 1-2-3, and she defeats Utami Hayashishita. Played spoiled her chances of winning the 5-star Grand Prix. So, very impressive. But that wasn't it. After the match, a hooded figure came down to confront Utami, and she was revealed to be Natsuko Tora, the leader of Oedo Tai, who attacked Utami and hit Death Valley Driver on her. So, the interesting thing is, when Natsuko Tora got injured a year ago, it was while she was wrestling Utami. And, they had to stop the match. She tore her ACL. They had to stop the match. They awarded the victory to Utami. And she had been out since then. So it makes sense with her returning and attacking Utami. And apparently, it's been confirmed that Natsuko Tora will be in the Goddess of Stardom Tag League. So, she will be back for that. Don't know who her tag partner will be. She also wants a rematch against Utami. She wants a rematch. So, honestly, I'm happy that she's finally back. The leader of Oedo Tai is back. So, we'll have to see how it goes. Hopefully, she does well. It's been forever since she last wrestled. So hopefully she's good to go. But yeah, she's confirmed for the Goddess Tag League. So, hey, we'll have to see who her partner ends up being. But as for Utami and Koguma finishes this tournament with a record of 6-6 with 14 points. And Utami Hayashishita finishes this with a record of 7-5 with 14 points. So, decent finishes for both ladies, but they were eliminated. Okay, next up we had Tamnakano versus Saki. So, Tamnakano, leader of Cosmic Angels, Saki from Colors, technically Colors, subunit of Cosmic Angels. This was a good match. Both of these ladies look great. And of course, Saki is a great wrestler, just like Tamnakano. But yeah, these ladies look good. It was definitely back and forth. But Tam would not be denied this match, as she was able to take out Saki with a violet screwdriver to get the 1-2-3. Did it so well. And she picked up the 2 points to increase her total to 16 points. So Tamnakano finished 8-4 with 16 points. So 8-4, very strong finish for Tamnakano. Saki finishes with a record of 5-7 with 10 points. So not bad. Next up, we had a Donna Del Mundo showdown as Mai Hime went up against each other. Mai Hime, that's Micah versus Himeka. Strong Heart versus Jumbo Princess. And I have to say, not only was this an incredible match between both of these ladies, very hard hitting. I mean, you got to remember, both of these ladies are power wrestlers, but they brought it. They brought it. I mean, it was back and forth. Suplexes, power bombs, clotheslines, you name it. JP Coaster, Sazanka, Enka Otoshi, Michinoku drivers. And when it was all said and done, these two ladies hit repeated clotheslines on each other, knocking both of them out to the point where they could not answer the 10 count. And therefore, this resulted in a double knockout draw. Wow. Wow. A double knockout draw. Something you rarely see, especially in pro wrestling. And therefore, these ladies finished with 1 point apiece. And of course, they hugged and embraced. Because, they're Mai Hime. Which I got a feeling they're both going to be tag team partners for the Goddess of Stardom Tag League. But both ladies get a 1 point in this double knockout draw. And they both finish with a record of 7-4-1 with 15 points. So unfortunately, they're knocked out due to Tamnakano getting 16 points. And then we had the final Red Stars match, which was a good one, a really, really good one. This was God's Eyes, Shuri, taking on Prominence's Risa Sarah. Red versus blue. The scenario with this was all Shuri had to do was win this match, and she would win the Red Stars. And if not, then Tam Nakano would win. And Risa Sarah did not make it easy for her at all. Now remember, these two ladies have fought before. Remember, Risa Sarah had a shot at the World of Stardom Championship. Came close, but she ended up passing out to a rear naked choke from Shuri, and she retained. So this is pretty much a rematch from that time. But when it was all said and done, it was back and forth, hard hitting. Both ladies brought their A game. But Risa Sarah gets the revenge victory by defeating Shuri and officially knocking her out of the 5-Star Grand Prix. And, afterwards they showed a little sign of respect. It was good. It was good. But Risa Sarah picks up the victory, and she gets a final record of 7-4-1 with 15 points, and Shuri finishes at 7-5 at 14 points. Therefore, winner of the Red Stars is Cosmic Angels Tamnakano. So, the finals is set. Tamnakano of the Red Stars versus Julia of the Blue Stars. And these two ladies know each other very well. We have to remember, Tamnakano defeated Julia for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. I believe it was last year. Last year or the year before? No, it was the year before last. Year before last. Remember? And not to mention, Tamnakano had to also put her hair up on the line. So both ladies put their hair up on the line. Tam beat Julia, and Julia had to get her head shaved. So, these two ladies know each other very well. They fought a lot, and they put on awesome matches. And this match, this finals match, was no exception. These ladies hit each other with everything. I mean, tiger drivers. Shoot, Tamnakano hit like 3 or 4 violet shootings on Julia. And Julia, looked like Julia busted out the Stealth Viper, something I haven't seen in a while. And also hit a Glorious Driver as well. And for a while, both of these ladies were kicking out at 1. It was crazy. But these two know each other so well, and they put on excellent matches. I mean, this was a great story told. And, hey, they even had a handshake at the beginning of the match. That was kind of surprising, but hey, handshake at the beginning of the match. But these two ladies unleashed fury on each other. And Tamnakano has a lot of resiliency as well. Definitely was showed in previous matches, especially when she had a shot at the World of Stardom Championship against Shuri. But it was back and forth. And remember, this match was no time limit, so it can't end on a draw. There has to be a winner. But when it all came down to it, it took one Northern Lights bomb from Julia to put away Tamnakano. And Donna Del Mondo's leader, Julia, has won the 5-Star Grand Prix of 2022. Well, I originally picked Tamnakano, but hey, she made it to the finals, so, I was close. But Tamnakano gave it a great effort. But Julia, congratulations to Julia. She wins the 5-Star Grand Prix. I hear a lot of folks are pretty mad about it on Twitter. There's a good handful of folks that are mad about it. I mean, she wasn't my pick, but I mean, I get it. And sure enough, she wants Shuri at Stardom Dream Queendom on December 29th for the World of Stardom Championship, the red belt. And honestly, she's probably going to end up dethroning Shuri. As much as I hate to say it, she's probably going to end up beating Shuri, and Julia's going to become World of Stardom champion. But at least I hope that at least that it keeps her from being able to win the IWGP Women's Championship, because I'd rather it be somebody else. But there you have it. Julia wins the 5-Star Grand Prix for this year. There were also some awards that were passed out along with that at the award ceremony at the end of the show. So the Best Technique Award went to Mirai of God's Eye. The Fighting Spirit Award went to Azumi of Queen's Quest. Good pick. The Outstanding Performance Award went to Saki Kashima of Oedo Tai. Me personally, and I might sound crazy for this, I would have given it to Mina Shirakawa. But that's just me. But I would have given it to Mina Shirakawa. The Best Blue Stars Match Award went to Saya Kamitani versus Suzu Suzuki. Personally, that's a really good one. But I think me personally, I would have given it to Saya Kamatani versus Mina Shirakawa. But her versus Suzu is definitely a really good one. And then the best Red Stars match award went to Maika versus Himeka. Yeah, yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Shuri versus Risa Serra was really good though, but honestly, Maika versus Himeka, I can agree with that. And then of course the runner-up award went to Tamnakano, and of course the cape and crown goes to the winner, Julia. So, but yeah, that another great 5-star Grand Prix in the books. This tournament was awesome. Definitely enjoyed it. There were a couple of matches that were still kind of like, but as far as the outcome, that is. But overall, this was a great tournament. Congratulations to not Shirley, Julia, and just shout out to all the competitors that wrestled. I mean, everybody looked great. There was a lot of great matches. And, this was an enjoyable tournament that I believe started at the end of July. So this tournament has been going on for months. But finally came to its conclusion. But, yeah, Julia wins it. Now, if I remember correctly, they were also talking about, as far as the ladies for the Stardom side, for the IWGP Women's Championship Tournament, they were going to base those 4 competitors off of who finished the strongest out of Stars, Queen's Quest, Oedo Tai, and Donna Del Mundo. Which, Donna Del Mundo, Julia won the tournament, but I hope Julia's not in this tournament. Honestly, she does not need to be in this tournament. She just won the 5-star Grand Prix. She already has a red belt title shot coming her way. Keep her out of this tournament. Just keep her out of this tournament. So, looking at the numbers, let's see. For the Blue Stars, I'm trying to think. So, with Stars, I believe the woman that finished the highest on Stars would be, let's see, let me look at Stars. So not Koguma, not Momokogo. Not Hanan, not Saya. So it would have to be Mayu Iwatani. Yeah, Mayu Iwatani. 15 points. So I would think Mayu Iwatani would be one. Hazuki, she finished with 14 points. But I think Mayu Iwatani. And then for Oedo Tai, let me see. Oedo Tai, you had not Saki Kashima. Let's see. Not Momo Watanabe. So it would probably have to be Starlight Kid. 14 points. Yeah, it would have to be Starlight Kid. So Mayu Iwatani, Starlight Kid. All right. Queen's Quest. Let me see. Utami, she finished with 14 points. Azumi finished with 14 points. Saya Kamatani finished with 14 points. Dang, she finished with 14 points. So 6, 4, and 2, 7 and 5, 7 and 5. Honestly, Queen's Quest could go to either Utami, Azumi, or Saya Kamatani. because all three finished with 14 points. But I would think that maybe, I mean, Azumi and Utami finished with a record of 7-5-0. Saya finished with a record of 6-4-2. So, I mean, maybe Saya should get the opportunity. But then again, I mean, well, I don't know. But those are four members of Queen's Quest that finished tied with 14 points. So, something to think about. And then Donna Del Mundo, I mean, minus Julia, because I don't think she should get the shot. I mean, she just won the tournament. I would have to say probably, it'll probably have to come down to between Micah and Himeka, now that I think about it. Yeah. Since they finished with a tie at 15 points, it'll probably have to come down between those two ladies. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see who those four competitors are. Like, nothing's been decided yet. There's no announcement yet. I just know the last thing that they said was, depending on how folks finished in the 5-Star Grand Prix, out of those four factions would determine which four would be selected. We know that Kairi will face the winner between Ava White and Alpha Female. So we just need to know who the four ladies on the Stardom side will be. But guess we will find out very soon. Hopefully within this coming week. But 5-Star Grand Prix is in the books. They also have a press conference coming up for as a matter of fact. Oh, okay. So actually they have a press conference coming up tomorrow, the 3rd of October, that's going to provide information about Stardom New Blood number 5, the IWGP Women's Championship Tournament, the Goddess of Stardom Tag League, and their November 3rd show in Hiroshima. Which, as a matter of fact, let me pull up the schedule. Okay, so now that the 5-Star Grand Prix is in the books, like I said, Julia wins. That means she gets her red belt title shot against Shuri. Looks like it's going to be at Stardom Dream Queendom in December. So coming up, we got Stardom New Blood number 5, which is October 19th, which that is on I think that's on a Friday. Let me check. Oh, no, that's on a Wednesday. It's on a Wednesday. Ooh, interesting day to have that. So Wednesday, October 19th is Stardom New Blood number 5, which, like I said, I've really enjoyed the New Blood shows, so I highly recommend those. And those have been free on the Stardom YouTube page, so definitely check this one out. Okay, we have the Goddess of Stardom Tag League, which will be on October 23rd, which is on a Sunday. That's Sunday. We already know that Yu and Nanae Takahashi are a confirmed team. We know Natsuko Tora will be returning and being a part of the Goddess of Stardom Tag League. So we'll probably get more information on announced teams in this press conference. All right, so that's all that they have for October, remaining October shows. So November, the November 3rd is Hiroshima Goddess Festival. So that's the Hiroshima show, November 3rd. That's on a Thursday. Jeez, weird day. So that's on a Thursday. Um, we have Stardom Gold Rush 2022. That's on November 19th, which is a Saturday. And then the big historic crossover New Japan Pro Wrestling Stardom collaboration show is November 20th, which is on Sunday. So that's following day. And then we have Stardom and Showcase Volume 3 on November 26th. That's on Saturday. On a Saturday, but I'll be at WrestleCade, so I have to catch the archive of that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to catch the archive of that. Crap. Let's see. And then December 29th is Stardom Dream Queendom, which will be the last Stardom show of the year. And it was also announced that Stardom's first show of 2023 will be on January 3rd. So that'll be Stardom's first show of 2023. So Stardom's going to be busy for the remainder of the fall, and then going into December, which I'm sure they may announce some more shows for December, maybe one more show, but we know Stardom Dream Queendom is the 29th of December, so maybe they'll fit one more show that month, but we'll see. But yeah, that's your upcoming schedule for Stardom. Lot to look forward to. We got our 5-star Grand Prix in the books. We have to look to see what happens with the Goddess of Stardom Tag League. See who else emerges in New Blood number 5. Stardom Gold Rush, Hiroshima Goddess Festival. And Stardom and Showcase Volume 3. Wonder if they're going to get DJ Pretty Dragon for that. And start building the card for their final show of the year. Stardom Dream Queendom. It's exciting, y'all. It's very, very exciting. But that is it for this review. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are. What did y'all think about the finals of the 5-star Grand Prix? What did you think about the matches, the winner? What did you think about the tournament as a whole? Definitely leave your thoughts. And what's the next show y'all are looking forward to? Stardom's going to be busy. What are y'all looking forward to next? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button while you're at it, and thank you so much for watching. For another Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming, here on the U to the Tube, I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed week, and I will see y'all in the next video. Take care. Peace.